deficit and bringing up incomes is a temporary for Trump. The other one, by the way, is so we're just talking about producing more American energy. We have so much oil, we have so much gas, we have so much coal, we have so much nuclear power that there's no reason we have to be importing one spoonful of this stuff from another country.
Is the anticipation of more drilling?
So, I mean, I think that, I said this on Fox News earlier today, that I think that you could have gas.
Hello.
Hello. Who the man?
Got it done?
I am so soaking wet from sweat.
Gross.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably not what you wanted to hear, but I did it. Probably pissed off all the Indian folks, but because I stole their APs. But yeah, success.
Success.
All right, I didn't know if you had left yet or not because you had just replied. So.
I know, because it's been an afternoon.
Well, sure. I'm sure. Somebody
Oh, it's what?
let's move it. I had to literally close it to move it. Stupid. But we good to go on the way home. Looks like I'm gonna beat you.
Okay.
Well, you're getting paid twice as much as me, so I don't want to hear it.
Still not enough.
Of course, never is. Dirty says hi. I'm screaming.
Hello.
I'm on a call with her. She's stapling. All right, babe. I'm gonna let you go. You got that on the way home?
Yeah.
All right. I love you.
All right, love
I'm
you.
gonna grab something to eat on the way home.
For both of us?
Well, I mean, do you want something?
I mean, yeah.
It's gonna be cold by the time you get home. But
What are you getting?
I don't know. Oh, you know the Shell station right there by the turnpike?
Right when you get off?
Yeah.
Yeah?
over in Fremont.
Yeah.
Guess what's going in across the street?
The sheets? Motherfuckers.
Yep. How's it? I mean, they haven't done anything yet. They're clearing the land, but they have a big banner sign. It says "Holy Sheets." All right. Well, I'm gonna go down that way toward the turnpike. Try and find something. If you want, you know what I might get? Jimmy John's.
Fuck yes.
You want your veggies?
Yep.
Okay. That'll keep.
Yeah. Yeah. Salt and vinegar chips.
Salt and vinegar chips. Alrighty.
Yes, sir.
Alright, love you.
All right, love you.
See you when you get home. Let me know when you're on the way home.
All right, will do. Bye.
And by the way, nuclear, let me say one other thing. Nuclear, global, greenhouse gas emissions are
Buffering.
almost none.
Yeah.
Oh, no buffer here. It buffers going down that little piece of road sometimes, though it does.
Let me say one more thing. The government shutdown, we're going to go through this again in a couple of months.
Out in the country there.
I couldn't care less about a government shutdown. Let them shut down. You know, they shut down the whole private sector without blinking. We could shut them down for a few days, can't we?
Well, the most important thing is to pass a budget that this, and I know you have Democrats, Republicans, Independents, everybody listens to Having Radio. It doesn't matter what party you are. I mean, we need to move closer to a The idea that we can just borrow $2 trillion a year is going to set the American economy over a financial cliff at some point. So we've got to solve this problem. There's so much overspending in Washington. I think Elon Musk is right where he says hundreds of billions, maybe even trillions of dollars we could save. But let's get going. I'm shocked so many Democrats are saying, well, no, we don't want the efficiency commission. Like, why? I thought you believed in good government. Good government doesn't waste people's money. Why do we need 72 different job training programs? When you see Rand Paul, my friend, as a great senator from Kentucky, just put out his report on government waste. One of them that stuck out to me, $1 billion a year.
Yes, they did. Finally.
$1 billion.
You have to go back and do some other minor things, but the hard part's done.
And you are in Washington. When you go to these government buildings, there's nobody there anymore, right?
No, it's unbelievable.
What about
Like, hello? And you know,
800 feet down a hallway,
those buildings are gigantic.
every other tile of a drop ceiling?
The education department.
Had to run this fucking wire.
Yeah, it is true. So few of these people have even come back to work. And I like what Donald Trump said.
Oh, okay. SDS is a concrete drill.
Your prerogative, but you're not getting a paycheck.
Yeah. Well, Steve Moore, great stuff. Now, everybody should get his latest book. It's a bestseller. And it's
I was actually able to get through the conduit without having to drill through the firewall.
Get the book. And it's called The Trump Economic Miracle. Great title. Donald Trump himself named it.
Trump came up with
So why would a tech guy need a concrete drill?
subtitle, which is how to do it again.
I normally contract the running of the wire like that. Ugh, I'm too fucking old to do this shit, man.
Committee to Unleash Prosperity.
Fucking back hurts, sweat. I'm soaking wet from being up in that ceiling.
Thanks for being
Thanks, Mark. Be here. Take care.
You too. Take care. Hey, we'll take some calls in just a moment. 800-941-SEAN is the number.
Hey, Eggsy.
941-SEAN. Of course, check out Hannity.com. There's a lot of stuff, new stuff up there all the time.
I didn't mind it when I was younger, being a wire puller, but man, without help, it's a pain in the ass. You need at least one other person. Go to Jimmy John's.
If you're driving a car or truck
Freaky
with
fast.
expired warranty and
See how
suddenly
freaky fast
lost
it
your
is.
transmission or needed a full engine repair, would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle.
Ugh. Well, my dude's probably streaming. Hang on. Is he? Right, exactly. When I got there, what, 11:30? Just now done? I did get a little help for about an hour. Shit. Why is I got no sound? It says it's connected. Why does it say no device connected?
Author and Fox Business News host Charles Payne.
And this window of opportunity is opening, and if you don't
Do not enter. What the fuck? I mean, do not enter. It's weird. Hi.
Hello, what can I get for you?
A regular veggie, number 6, with salt and vinegar chips, and a regular spicy East Coast Italian with barbecue. That'll be it.
1830?
All right. They're all over the place here.
Totally got me psyched to start my business and take a new path in my life.
At California Psychics, we only connect our customers with the best. We reject 98% of the psychics who apply to us, so we guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing,
Well, technically, yeah, Rock Island's on the
20 minutes for just $20.
on the Mississippi, isn't it? Isn't it?
Joy of certainty from
Ain't it?
CaliforniaPsychics.com.
We're alive! It's amazing. We're alive and well. What's up, locals? Great to see everybody. Good morning, Woodchip Bill. Villa Plot is here today. It was an amazing time. We drove down to the valley and got to see some amazing friends. Saw my friend Ryan and his kids and his wife, and got to spend time with Joey, who made the nice list. Joey was on the nice list. He was very nice. Very nice. We knew that, but some people had their doubts. But he had a great.
Oh shit, she's gonna beat me home now.
Amazing.
She's left.
Coming in loud and clear. You can see there's still a little bit of a reverb here in the room. We're working on it. Last night I laid down another rug, and that didn't really do much. So we got to get some stuff on the walls, I think, is the situation. So we've got all of my, lawyer stuff, like my Supreme Court certificate and all that stuff. So I'll throw all that junk on the wall, and then maybe that'll help a little bit. But we also got our other audio and switcher back installed. We've got one more light added, and so the studio is shaping up. We're unpacking and getting settled in here. So we'll continue to work on it, my friends. But it's a beautiful day. I was poking around this morning to see what the heck was going on out there. It's been a few days, and it's pretty quiet out there. We do have some updates on Trump's Christmas Trumpness over there in Florida, I believe where he was. And he posted a banger on the Truth Social platform that we'll read through. We've also got Ozempic Santa is in the house. That's Elon. He's looking pretty thin. He's looking good. Whether it is, it's not Ozempic, it's something else, some other drug. But we'll talk about it. And then we've got Canada. Donald Trump picked Justin Trudeau's replacement. I'm not sure who that is. And I also had this clip of European Union leaders.
Thank you.
I'd say back down to reality. Back to it.
All right, got some subs.
NATO, Trump's coming back in. They're like, hey, remember hemmed and hawed?
Now 49 minutes to the house.
Are we going to do that again this cycle? They said, no, we're looking a little bit later. So, we've got some good stuff coming up. Good to see you with the veil. What's up, Voice of the People's in the house? Yeah, Voice knows what it is. Jay, what's not beautifully inappropriate? Elf is joining us. See the veil. Great to see you. Good morning, 51K. Carrie D is joining us. Carrie D, I saw you had, 4 airports? That's a lot of airports. Hopefully you made it home. All right, and so, my friends, my overview today, let's just take around and let's see what's happening. Because this is from the president himself. And here's what he posted. Trump posted a Christmas banger made sure he got everybody included in this two-parter. You can see we'll go through both of them, and we'll see what Trump was doing over there with Melania, because he posted this on the YouTube website where you can subscribe to him, and it is a Christmas announcement from the president wishing everybody warm wishes. But we've also got more, and we're asking ourselves what Joe Biden was doing while Trump was basically becoming
yeah, right.
But
The
here's what
veggies
Trump
for
said
me.
on Truth Social. He said, all right, Merry Christmas to all, including to the wonderful soldiers of China who are lovingly but illegally operating the Panama Canal, where we lost 38,000 people in its building 110 years ago, always making certain that the United States puts in billions of dollars in, quote, repair money, but will have absolutely nothing to say about anything. Also, Merry Christmas to Governor Justin Trudeau of Canada, whose citizens' taxes are far too high, but if Canada was to become our 51st state, their taxes would be cut by more than 60%. Their businesses would immediately double in size, and they would be militarily protected like no other country anywhere in the world. Likewise, Merry Christmas to the people of Greenland, which is needed by the United States for national security purposes, and want the U.S. to be there, and we will. And Merry Christmas to the radical left lunatics who are constantly trying to obstruct our court system and our election, and are always going after the great citizens and patriots of the United States, but in particular, their political opponent, me. They know that their only chance of survival is from a man, Biden, who has absolutely no idea what he's doing. Also, to the 37 most violent criminals who killed, harmed, and plundered like virtually no one before them, but were just given incredibly a pardon by Sleepy Joe Biden.
Fucking 12,000 steps today.
I refuse to wish a Merry Christmas to those lucky, quote, souls, but instead we'll say, go to hell! We had the greatest election in history of our country. A bright light is now shining.
Right there to the left, they're putting sheets in.
We will make
that
America
backhoe is
great again. Merry Christmas.
There's the sheets going in right there.
From the president. Beautiful message. And he's right. There is a lot
12,000 fucking steps
around
today.
the world here. China.
I just got a congratulations from my watch.
Canada. Panama. And Joe Biden's pardons. Meanwhile, he has no idea where he is or what he's doing. So that is his message. Melania and Trump also posted this.
I will sleep good tonight.
25th. Here's what the first family said.
Yeah, I know. I know. That's why I said it, because you were on.
It's my tremendous honor to finally wish America and the world a very Merry Christmas.
Yeah, no
For
shit.
Christians, this is a holy season, the celebration of the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. More than 2,000 years ago, the angel Gabriel appeared to Mary. He said, "Do not be afraid. You have found favor with God." The angel told her that she would give birth
Easy pass accepted. Ooh, look at the line. Damn.
the Son of the Most High. 9 months later, Christ was born in the town of Bethlehem. The Son of God.
Yeah, we're about as far west as they go right now. They just started coming out here. They'd been in Cleveland for a couple years, but they just finally come out over here. Oh, come on, truck. Dropping the hammer.
True source of joy this time of the year. That is what makes every Christmas merry. Above all, during the sacred season, our souls are full of thanks and praise for Almighty God for sending us Christ.
That's what the sheets and stuff does too. Even the new speedways.
Tonight we ask that God will continue to bless this nation, and we pray that He will grant every American family a Christmas
good to have them back at the White House. And that is the president, and with a little bit of a montage there from his prior Merry Christmas statements. Assembled very beautifully. Now we're asking what Joe Biden has been doing over the Christmas season, and what we can see is...
Yeah, the small ones here don't either, but the big ones do. The one by my house does.
Joe Biden delivered a Christmas.
Howdy, on.
He is now pledging more U.S. arms to Ukraine after Russia's Christmas attack. You can see the story here.
Grab some Jimmy John's on the way home.
Tuesday denounced a Christmas Day attack on Ukraine. Saw a lot of headlines about that, saying that here Zelensky called the attacks inhumane, while Russia's ministry said the long-range precision weapons and drone strikes had achieved the goal of Putin's forces. At least one person in the region died, 6 others were injured. The purpose of this attack was to cut off heat and energy during Christmas, and of course, Joe Biden, I guess, is promising more weapons now.
Yeah. Fuck
Joe
you,
Biden
man.
announced it.
I don't eat veggie sandwiches. Actually, I've taken a bite of it, though. They are pretty fucking good. They got avocado in them and shit.
Now, we also saw Mitch McConnell had 2 Christmas messages. And one
Got a veggie sandwich for the doc, for the wife.
said, today, I want to wish a Merry Christmas to my fellow Kentuckians and everyone across our nation.
Yeah, that's for Miss Doc.
I am especially grateful to all men and women in uniform who are away from home, keeping us safe. And Mitch McConnell, of course, says also tonight, right after the Christmas message, he said, tonight, Jews
I got
around
double
the world
bacon, double
celebrate
capicola, double salami.
every holiday message that
Give me that processed meat.
every message is kind of it's like, hey, happy holidays.
I had leftovers yesterday.
Remember how much you need us to protect you. Hey, Merry Christmas, Christians. Especially
Gabagool.
fighting
Yep.
wars overseas for us. It's like we're retired yet.
That's what my son calls it too.
All right, so we've got that now over at the White House. We also saw they were having a good time. Here is a little bit from the Christmas dinner scene inside Mar-a-Lago. Trump Days, baby. You know that song. Merry Christmas!
Yum, prime rib. Damn.
I believe that's the
I'm jealous.
Christmas Eve dinner tonight at Mar-a-Lago. So it looks like they're jamming over there. If that is
Whenever we have a ton of people over, that's usually what I make for Christmas too, is prime rib.
Passing new laws, and while we were all
I like the bone in though.
Christmas, Joe Biden was doing just
More flavor.
50 bills got signed.
It's
into
cheaper
law
usually.
Christmas Eve while we were all spending time with our families. Here's what passed. Legislation.
No, kids don't know Sopranos.
HR 560.
My son does, but he's 35.
First ever federal anti-hazing
Well.
statute addressing violence and death.
Yeah, he'll be 35. Fuck.
Also
No, he's 32.
preventing members of Congress from getting their pension if they're convicted of certain crimes.
Oh, it's freezer? Yeah.
I didn't realize this wasn't a thing.
Unless it was something else. Yeah, he lost all his meat.
Now the official verdict.
That sucks, man. That's expensive as fuck, too.
Great, I can't believe that wasn't already a thing.
That bison is not cheap.
So another bill aimed at boosting tools for Native American tribes to stop child abuse and family violence.
I wouldn't wish that upon anybody.
To eliminate
I've got a garage freezer, too.
Okay, so we can pass a law.
Is the left lane closed? Okay, why'd you fucking come over here then, dumbass?
Another measure, Paris Hilton got something passed. That's good for her, a lot of Republicans, aimed at addressing child abuse in institution facilities. Okay, we also
Yeah, bison's not cheap.
temporary judicial posts.
I'm gonna have to check it out. We actually have a bison farm really close here. I didn't even know.
And others in permanent
It's Swanton.
spots. A measure that was opposed by several dozen House Republicans.
Oh, mine's full too, dude. I'd lose about
After Dianne Feinstein in California.
$500-600 worth of food if mine goes out.
Then we
Knock
have
on
another
wood.
one, which names a Veteran Affairs facility in Oklahoma after the late Senator James Einhorn. So more labeling bills passed.
More freezer.
Now,
In my
we also
garage.
know that Panama is going to be getting a new ambassador. This is Trump's Christmas gift to Panama. He said, "All right, America."
Well, about a year ago.
That Kevin Marino Cabrera will serve as the United States ambassador to the Republic of Panama, a country that is ripping us off on the Panama Canal, far beyond their wildest dreams.
Oh yeah, I can't. I don't even know what's in the bottom of mine.
As a Miami
That's one thing about those
County Commissioner,
reach-ins, man.
chairman of the International
Whatever's on.
State Director in the
Yeah, there's not.
There's a MAGA agenda as a member of the RNC.
That's what all I said was, dude, that sucks. Merry Christmas.
Latin American politics. He will do a fantastic job representing our nation's interests. And so,
Yeah, I know.
Merry Christmas to Panama.
I didn't think about that when I got it.
And excited to see so Christmas spirit all over Florida and in Trump world.
It was cheap though.
Messages from the president, nice long prior statements, Joe Biden is passing bills.
I think I only paid like $300 for it. Brand new.
Now, Christmas season
Some Chinese name.
elsewhere. And oh, is that big Santa? Elon Musk looking a little thinner these days. Here's a photograph that he posted over on X saying, "Oh, Big Santa is him." You zoom in on this puppy, yeah, that's Elon. And those pounds are coming off him a little bit. We were showing our faces here. Boy, truly.
And I'm doing 77, and this semi will not let me over. He's
Here's the story.
creeping up on me on the right.
Background on what led to this post. It's a lean-looking Elon.
Dude, speed limit 70.
He's actually taking
There we go.
Not actually.
Finally gave me some room.
Ozempic just sounds better as he mentions. A lean-looking Elon on Wednesday revealed that he uses Manjaro after previously expressing support for these types of things. Billionaire, of course, we know who he is, made the admission in a social media post that looks like this. Elon said, "Ozempic Santa." There it is. I guess that's what a billionaire's Christmas tree looks like.
I don't know. As long as it was frozen, it should have been fine.
Pretty good. Is that in a rocket ship? See, I think that's the difference. Kind of a standard tree, standard presence, but he might be in a rocket. I can't tell. That looks like a building, but this might be the outer surface.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to when I clear out that garage one of these days. I'm gonna have to pull some stuff out of that freezer just to see what we got and defrost it.
He says it's like
Tasted like rubber bands. I'm sure.
You know, but not like cocaine beer. It's more like Santa and Ozempic. He says, well, it's technically Manjaro, but that doesn't have the same ring to it. Now, they're both GLP-1 inhibitors, a class of drugs developed to help people with diabetes and blood glucose stuff. Many people using it to shed pounds. Elon says he prefers Manjaro to Ozempic because taking high doses of the other one made him very gassy. Manjaro seems to have a fewer side effects. It's a little bit more effective. Musk has long argued for this, but RFK Jr. is not a fan of it. It's not like
Yeah, but everybody knows what they taste like.
a good analogy.
Just chew on them when you're a kid.
Fish is in a dirty fish bowl. What is the best way to make that fish healthier? It's probably to clean the water so the fish has a nice clean environment. If the fish is in a disgusting environment and being disgusting and poisoned, a lot of the solutions are, well, we just give the fish some drugs so that it can deal with the disgusting fish bowl. So that's kind of one concept. Now, I'm also interested in the idea of these as maybe a motivator, but my understanding is that a lot of the studies, right, in other words, like an accelerator, somebody maybe needs some help, they lose a bunch of weight, can they keep it off, or are they going to be hooked on these things for life? Kennedy has contended that getting Americans to eat healthier, pages did change the internal, the insertion habits. What are we actually consuming? Musk and his supporters earned him the praise from liberal hosts of The View. Whoopi Goldberg, they're on weight loss drugs. Sure, they didn't take a placebo. Elon's right on this, said Goldberg. All right, so now we gotta be careful with these things. The 69-year-old comedian later showed off her trim figure after she lost 300 pounds before she started taking Manjaro. That's a lot. Musk, who has publicly proclaimed he doesn't like working out, said he also used Wegovy back in 2022. See, this is another problem. working out is amazing. It feels amazing once you get into that status. Like if you're out of shape, yeah, it's a horrible thing. Working out is terrible. But once you're in shape, you get that runner's high, you get that exercise high. There's really nothing better than maybe some other things. But this is a big show. All right, so Elon, Ozempic Santa in the house and looking good, looking thinner. We'll see if he gets that Ozempic face. Looks like the skin's kind of hanging off, but again,
Yummy.
So what about RFK's position? And RFK says, let's just eat healthier food. Maybe a combination of both. But a lot of people are not happy with Elon. This was a strange conversation with Scaramucci. Remember, this guy really badly wanted to be a part of the Trump orbit. Then everybody realized he wasn't.
Boy training and everything.
Stuff that Elon Musk did in Pennsylvania alone, I think, helped the president win that election. So he has a very big voice. I think the problem for Elon Musk, though, he's got a little bit of Potomac fever. And so you think you're going to go to Washington and change Washington. That's Potomac fever. And the weird thing about Potomac fever is one of the symptoms is you.
If I take the back roads home, there's a nice butcher. They have like 50 different types of frickin' brats.
So he's just got to be very, very careful because he's making enemies in his territories, and the incentives of Washington are totally different than those in business. And so everybody's incentivized in a different and sometimes
Robo's meat market.
And I think the power that he's building right now, Washington has a great neurological system, and I think they'll find a way to reward him. So I would say to Elon Musk, stick to business. You've done great. You made a couple $100 billion since the election. Lay off the gas on politics a little bit because these people are going to hurt you. It's no need for you to get hurt. You're doing so well.
No need for you to get hurt, Elon, because you have so much money. These people are so pathetic. But they think it's just about the money. You've made your money. Haven't you accomplished everything? You have a couple $1 million. So just shut up. No. How about there are things that are more important than money, like the preservation of humanity and the continuity of our society that protects what little freedoms we have left. Those things are more important. That's what he's working to and towards. And what they wanted to do is to just sit down and shut up because he's so effective that if he's allowed to continue to play, he's going to continue to steamroll over them. So that's Scaramucci having a tough time and realizing that Elon is probably a more competent thinker than him. He would have gotten Potomac fever, which is all this excitement, I guess, about governance in Washington. And Elon's got a bit of that.
That's what they call it in Michigan too, Milan.
Elon has navigated the space for a long time. He's got defense contracts,
instead of Milan,
SpaceX, and many other things. So I think he's pretty familiar with how Washington works, and he's smarter than them. And they are all constantly nipping at his heels to just have some relevancy. Can we just take a picture with him, all the congressmen? So I think we've got more faith in Elon than Scaramucci. Scaramucci can keep his place. Thanks, but no thanks. And meanwhile, Elon is getting thinner, and we hope he starts lifting weights and working out, maybe even start doing some Brazilian jiu-jitsu so that he can be properly prepared to defend himself in case guys like Scaramucci pop out. But working out is also good in addition to these drugs because I think personally it releases endorphins. I believe it increases testosterone and makes you a more effective person in your brain and in your mind. Kind of clears out the garbage that's in there. So I'm all in favor of a healthier America. Multiple ways to get there. Elon is Ozempic Santa. He's looking good. All right, and so now, my friends, we've got one final story on the day. Looks like that was not running some sand. Oh, Canada. Yeah, we got this Canadian story. Oh, here it is. Canada. Yeah, so this is funny. Canada. Canada's dictator has a replacement who's been selected by President Trump. He named him on True Social, said, "I just left Wayne Gretzky, the great one, as he is known in ice hockey circles. I said, Wayne, why don't you run for Prime Minister of Canada to replace that dictator Trudeau? It's also soon to be known as the Governor of Canada, Wayne. You would win easily. You wouldn't even have to. So much fun to watch, says Trump. Now that would be fun to watch. And dictator Trudeau has been having a hard time up there. More on this from the Daily Mail. You can see they did sit down together at Mar-a-Lago some time ago. But it was Trudeau who he was talking about. There's Trump and Wayne Gretzky talking about this. Gretzky is the greatest ice hockey player of all time. Joined many others in backing Trump. Nick Bosa, Brett Favre, Harrison Butker, Danica Patrick. Gretzky played all over the place, and it was a fun little dig at Justin Trudeau. Now, I don't know how this whole conversation is being received by our Canadian friends. Do they like being talked about like our 51st state? Or, I mean, they're so polite. Are they going to get mad about anything? And if they do, they don't really have any guns up there or anything. So, and their government is just filled.
Actually, their government's taking away more guns.
They might actually be in favor of it. He is still the leading goal scorer. And when Trump made the same comment, there were howls of laughter about Canada becoming the 51st state. So it is causing a ruckus up there, and not just up there, also around the world. This was an interesting flip. So watch this. This is a group of EU leaders who all are suddenly changing their tune. Last time Trump was in power, a lot of these people were digging their heels in. Trump's not going to tell us what to do. We're not paying any more money into NATO. He's just a buffoon. He's a clown, all the things. Now, after Trump was proven right, Trump said, you guys got to spend more money on your own defense because bad things can happen. They said, shut up. You don't know anything. Stick to your buildings and your golf, Trump. You don't know anything. Then, we fast forward a few years. Russia invades. They're all like, oh, yeah. Maybe it would have been a good idea to actually spend some more
guns
money
are good.
Maybe Trump was right.
So good.
Now they're all figuring it out. This is what this sounds like, and this is amazing.
Damn, his box is about to fall off that van. How crooked it is. Oh yeah, get in front of me, asshat. Okay, you get behind him. There we go. There we go. I'll stay behind you guys.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I don't agree with him when he went.
Like,
that was the red flag stuff.
No kidding, man.
More than that, I was pissed off about the bump stock shit.
Yeah. Sorry. Something just aired on my end. Sorry, just trying to adjust the volume. And something just aired. Alright, hang on a second. Let me swap this setting.
Yeah, fuck all government, actually.
Let's see if this works. Back here. What is the figure we will agree on? So they all sound like they're nervous, right? Trump was right. We can even see it in their faces. When Maloney is sitting there, Trump was right. Look at her face right there. Oh my gosh. And I don't know if she's realizing, like, look at that. Deer in headlights look. So they're a little nervous. AOC is trying to figure out what her future looks like. Here's what she said when she was walking down the halls in Congress.
So Ocasio-Cortez, so your district is really suffering under the pressure of the border crisis. Why are... I'm sorry, trying to get to this. Don't touch me.
punk.
Your district is very much suffering through the border crisis. Why will you not? Get your hands off me. What? Stop touching me.
Where you going, AOC?
Are you talking to the Biden administration about fixing the border? You can't walk with me. What is wrong with you? I did not touch you. I have no opinion.
Oh man, what a great job that is, man. Just go in there and just have to like play dodge AOC's goons. I'm just trying to walk up the stairs, dude. Stop touching me, for crying out loud. Just trying to ask her a question. This is it's an open building when I'm allowed to be here, so pretty hilarious. Now, Joe Manchin was also out talking about this. This came out before Christmas, and it's got over 1.7 million views on this. So Manchin is exiting the Democratic Party, and here he sits in. He's just lacing into the Democrats, and they're having a beer, doing a little post-mortem on how the Democratic Party has incinerated itself in recent years.
What do you think about the way the Congress is headed?
I need more than this to make me feel worse than Congress. This is the worst performing Congress in the history of the United States. And it's all because the House cannot vote. You have one vote, vacate, one person can threaten the speaker every time. And the only way you can remain speaker is to do nothing. Because you're going to make someone upset.
There are very fewer and fewer people like you in the Senate. I mean, is that...
Well, my volume said, thank God.
Yes, they would, including some of your former party.
Oh, many of my former party.
Do you still consider yourself a Democrat?
I am not a Democrat in the form of what the Democratic Party has turned itself into. It's a national brand.
Hear that? Joe Manchin's like, fuck that, I'm not a Democrat anymore.
They're all good people on both sides.
What do you think is the reason for, you said you're not a Democrat, what caused Joe Manchin to divorce himself?
Here's what I do. I said, you want to figure out who you lost somebody. I was born as a Democrat because of my grandfather's love of God. I was a very strong Democrat because of my family's love of John Fitzgerald. I came through the whole iteration. And I was a Democrat in West Virginia. And it's always been a 75-80% plurality of Democrat registered. But there was a split. I was never in the liberal side of it. I was never in the establishment side. So I always had to fight my way through.
What is the shift?
It's the brand. Yeah, the brand got so bad. The brand has been so alive from the standpoint of...
I don't know.
And the brand is basically this.
They're every 6 years, so...
First of all, as a parent,
senator.
and as someone in Senate. And I'm going to take the Constitution of the Constitution. I'm going to take it very, 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 very seriously. I'm going to help every human being pursue the happiness of their life. Pursue happiness. I don't care who they are. I don't care what color. I don't care anything.
Where he's sitting down for this interview, it looks like that Italian place we went to in Pittsburgh that I guess is closed
Just
now.
don't make your life, it might be on the extreme, or it might
It looks just like it on the inside.
Or make me and my family believe, my children believe, or this or that.
Straight up mafia look.
Just don't try to mainstream. And the Democratic Party, the Washington Democrats, they're trying to mainstream history.
How would you describe what the Democratic brand is right now? In a couple of words.
Open borders, big spending, intertwining.
I can't remember the name
business,
of it.
Fascism.
It's basically infringement on me making decisions. And let me tell you what, Democrat,
Am I working tomorrow? Yeah, at the staffing company.
A good pay. Decent pay. If you have some benefits, enjoy your family.
I'll be off New Year's Eve and New Year's though. Next week.
That was one of those things.
Yeah, Boca. That's it.
They never infringed over me. You can't live your life that way. You can't say this.
The one that
There was a fairness in it.
So you think it's changed?
It has changed.
didn't have any money to show after all that laundering that went through it.
Thinking, well, we want to protect you there, but
surprised they didn't burn it down, torch it.
That's interesting. They do excommunicate people.
Progressive left, which was always my
Our way or else.
The Democratic Party is perceived for more attention and more resources to people that are capable and able-bodied who won't work or don't work than those that do.
Oh, the new ones.
Chair of the House of Progressive Caucus. He says
This is the one from earlier I
the
listened
party was a
to.
little more like Chairwoman Jayapal and a little less like Joe Manchin. I think we would have won this election.
Let them think it.
They got to be done.
Rejuvenated and back, filled with some delicious food, some nurturing relationships, and maybe a gift or two on a nice list. We're making sure the tubes are firing up. We're constantly building out and settling in here in our new studio, which is just a bedroom. But we're making sure we're coming across live on
Run for
Locals,
office.
on
I'd vote for
Rumble,
him.
of course, on YouTube. Looks like we're here. That's tremendous news. Hello, my friends, and welcome
The Communist
back.
Party always
Yes,
needs a
another
candidate.
episode of Watching for the Watchers Live. We've got some great business to attend to today.
You're a citizen, you're allowed.
Comes to a close. We've got some Matt Gaetz updates. Last time we were here, I was going to say last week, but it wasn't last week. I think it was on.
I don't know if I'd be allowed either.
We were talking about Matt Gaetz and that ethics report.
I mean, they let Trump run.
23. They said, "Merry Christmas, Matt. Enjoy this big lump of coal."
They patting you?
From the Congressional Ethics Committee. Well, we have a witness. His name is Chris Dorworth, and he is now out explaining that he demands a retraction, saying they referenced me in this little ethics report, and I contest everything that they say. And so his attorney sent a letter over to the Ethics Committee demanding a retraction. We'll take a look at it and read through the letter. Then, there was an interesting opinion piece that came out over from The Hill, you know that magazine. And what they are saying is that Congress should act to stop Trump from taking office, which is hilarious because they go through the Electoral Count Act and they say basically they want some Congress people to come out, contest Trump when they count the electoral votes, and they're making their final pitch for this. And when we were talking about these things in 2020, they were telling us that that was an insurrection. And Fannie Willis said that there was a RICO process happening, and that people needed to be indicted, 19 of them. So we'll see if these opinion journals from The Hill deserve criminal prosecution for this. We'll read through it. Then we've got an update on Luigi Mangione, the CEO assassin. He was out in court last week for his arraignment in New York. We're learning more about his cases now. He's got 3 cases. One is the state case for the gun charges in Pennsylvania. One is the state case for terrorism. That's Alvin Bragg's case in the state of New York. And then the other, of course, is the federal prosecution because the feds indicted him for murder as well. Now, part of the federal prosecution involves this judge, and the judge...
How is that a federal
married
case?
to a former executive of a pharma company.
How are the feds even involved in that case?
That's interesting because now we're asking this question and we're making that observation that the judge
It's a state crime.
is in bed with Big Pharma. Yeah, I said it. It's true because she's married him. So they were there. She also owns a bunch of stocks. So the judge presiding over the federal prosecution of Mangione's like pharma group basically. So we'll talk about that, and then we'll unpack what's going on with that clip of those shoplifters alleged in California who have gone viral because they realize shoplifting is now bad. We can't do that in California anymore. They passed a prop. It just went into effect right before Christmas, and some of the first new victims of this oppressive law have now been arrested from the police at Seal Beach. And so we've got a bunch of fun stuff to get to today, my friends. As I mentioned, I hope your Christmas or holiday was outstanding and you're feeling amazing. And I want to welcome you back. We're going to be here today and tomorrow.
Well, the feds do have a much higher prosecution rate, but still.
And we have another Christmas coming.
Except for when it comes to Trump.
So, bunch of good stuff to get to today. Thanks for becoming members. Thanks for supporting our work here by becoming members. Got to meet a bunch of amazing people at AmFest last week. We're going to continue to drop some videos
Oh,
from
shit.
our AmFest production today, tomorrow,
Okay.
and the weekend. And we had a great members-only stream this morning. So if you're looking for some additional content to hang out with an amazing community, whether you're on to see you on the morning streams. We had a great stream this morning, and we missed you. You weren't there. All right, but we got business to attend to today, so let's get into it. We're talking Matt Gaetz, and here is this story. A key Matt Gaetz witness is now demanding a retraction. Remember, the House Ethics Committee, whatever that means, released a report right on the eve of Christmas castigating Matt Gaetz, saying he was a monster in a bunch of different ways.
Says there's a hidden cop up ahead.
Now, Matt Gaetz has denied this from the very beginning. And now this person called Chris Dorworth, you may not recognize the name, but he showed up in the report. And he came out right after the report was released, and his attorney, by the way, sent a letter demanding a retraction from the Ethics Committee. Now, we know that they're not going to do that because their mission has been accomplished.
Yeah, he's hidden there too. Fucker.
They needed to squeeze it in right before Christmas so Matt Gaetz could sue to stop the report from coming out. They notified him they would drop this thing, and then they dropped it simultaneously. He sued, but by the time the lawsuit
state trooper hidden on that side road there
already released the report because they're cowards and that's how they operate. They dropped it on 12/23 like a bunch of pathetic losers. So his lawyer then sent this letter back over to them, identifying 3 key discrepancies that are problematic, and we'll read through it. But he said this is Congress speaking, several others, including victim A, who was 17 years old at the time. The record overwhelmingly suggests that Gaetz had intercourse with multiple women at the party, and then the 17-year-old that paid them all off. Sounds bad. Now, Mr. Dorworth testified, the reference sounds like Hunter Biden, that Gaetz was a frequent guest at his home. Mr. Dorworth said, he's over all the time. Gaetz is here all the time. Yeah, we got freak-offs all over. You want to come in? Come in. Yeah, please. To enter the community where Mr. Dorworth lives, non-residents are required to present a driver's license before entering. And entry records are even maintained. Now, Mr. Dorworth, we're going to hear from him in a minute, and his lawyer, believed that Gaetz invited people to his home on July 15, 2017, and likewise, Gaetz's then-girlfriend provided an affidavit in the civil litigation stating that she and Gaetz attended there at Dorworth's house. Now, the committee received testimony that victim A and Gaetz had intercourse twice, including at least once in the presence of other attendees. Victim A got $400, that's it, which she understood to be payment for intercourse. Now, at the time, she had just completed junior year of high school, right? And that's illegal, I would imagine, in wherever this happened in Florida. But if that is something that happened, now, the DOJ presumably investigated this, according to Gaetz and according to the DOJ. Nobody filed charges on this, so it's just Congress smearing him right now. Victim A recall, blah, blah, blah. All right, so Dorworth came out, and he says, look, he highlighted it, he circled it in red pen, and he also had 5% battery, okay? So you know that he means serious business here. This is like a do-or-die situation, like defusing a bomb. You gotta get this post out before it goes out. But he says, look, first things first, these people tried to shake us down for money, number one. That's why I sued them in the first place, and why this whole thing even started. I've never met these women. I've taken 3 polygraph tests to dispute their baseless lies, and they don't even have their story straight. In fact, they can't say when they arrived, who they left with, or anything consistent. One witness who was there doesn't remember them being there at all. They said I was at a party when I was documented to be 20 miles away on a boat. And Matt Gaetz wasn't on the Gaetz log. Now, these people are liars, says Chris Dorworth, the guy who they're saying said all this stuff. The fact that Congress selectively included this nonsense shakedown that caught fire because Matt kicked Kevin McCarthy, true this report is, it sickens me to see Congress stoop so low, but I'm not surprised. And that's from Chris Dorworth. Now, we also give Michael Guest explicitly and provably wrong. This is one glaring example. Please go back and correct the very broken record of my testimony. They got all my stuff wrong, so I hope it makes you wonder about anything else. And this is an interesting thing that happens, right? If you've got one problem.
Oh, Kengor's got a new video? I haven't seen him go live in forever.
It says, interestingly, Chris Dorworth testified in August 2024 at depositions to the exact opposite.
You go live late in the afternoon.
Said Mr. Dorworth
which is what,
believed that
nighttime
Gates
there?
invited people to his home. This is what the report says. Dorworth says Gates
10, 11
invited
p.m.
people to Dorworth's home. Whatever you think of the report, whether it's a weird error or not, but if you get the basic facts wrong like this, that's a problem. Here's part of the transcript. Answer. Back in the day, like the first this ever happened, the first I ever heard of this, he said, no, of course I didn't do that. It was, question to him, is Mr. Gates at your house on July 15, 2017? Chris said, I have no idea. He wasn't on the gate log.
I don't know why I'm not getting notifications anymore.
Whether he was there or not, I haven't. No,
I'll have to check.
Well, they just said you did. Well, tell me about your house. Well, it's nice. I got like 6 bedrooms. Got a nice pool. I like to cook. I'm kind of a chef. I like to make food for my friends. Question: who invited? Have you been able to discern who invited blank blank KM to your house on the evening of July 15th? No, I cannot glean that, but I can tell you that the only plausible explanation to that would be Joe Ellicott, who at the time identified her as his girlfriend. And do you know who invited AB to your residence on July 15th? Well, I assume it was KM. Oh, so you believe that Joe Ellicott invited M and M invited B? I mean, that would be my assumption. Oh. And who invited Ellicott? Okay, so he testifies one way. I don't know what the hell what happened there. I don't know where they went, who came from who. And they changed that into now he's pinning Matt Gaetz with this fraud. And that is obviously with this criminality. And obviously that is not anything that has happened. So this lawyer came out. Matt Gaetz and his attorney's friend, rather Matt Gaetz' friend's attorney, demands the House Ethics Committee issue a correction immediately and retract their lies. This is the letter. From Moore Hill and Westmoreland, attorneys at law. Out
yeah, she's feeling much better.
Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and Pensacola, Florida.
Yeah, he's really cool. I like Ken Gore. He's very cool.
Michael Guest, who is one of the authors of the report. This is regarding a retraction of references to Christopher Dorworth in your December 23rd Eve of Christmas report. In the allegations,
it ain't over yet.
Writing the following. All right, dear Congressman.
It goes till Monday. Lions don't even play till Monday.
Dorworth in a case pending in the Middle District of Florida. Dorworth is referenced in a report from your Committee on Ethics that you inexplicably made public to members of the media.
It's a long week of football from Wednesday to Monday.
On December 23rd as part of your hatchet job. Several of your report's findings about my client
who's playing tonight
are inaccurate, and we demand a retraction as soon as possible.
Yeah, she kept telling me.
I'll note that the release of your committee.
I was dying. I thought it was hilarious.
Congressman Gaetz is no longer subject to your jurisdiction, and the precedential effect of the release of this report cannot be overstated. Aside from the absurdity
Henry always does
the
good.
committee's decision to publish this report, there is no method of simply undoing the harm that you caused to many innocent Americans who have never been charged with any crimes, but are now being speared and smeared as child abusers. Now, the public has a right to understand why this report specifically.
Oh my God! Still light out.
When so many previously
5:15.
Below,
holy shit,
are 3 demonstrably false statements that you made within your report. And I'm writing to you today to demand the retraction of these demonstrably false statements. For your convenience, I've labeled them as discrepancies so that you don't miss them. Here's one. Discrepancy 1. Mr. Dorworth is what you wrote in your little report. You said Mr. Dorworth believed that Gaetz invited people to his home on July 15th. No, Mr. Dorworth did not and has never believed that Gaetz invited people to his house on July 15th. In fact, we just read the transcript about that. To support your claim that Gaetz invited people to Chris's home, you cite in a footnote that a gate log does not include Gaetz's name on it. And you reference an affidavit and a deposition transcript that say nothing about Gaetz inviting anyone to my client's home at all. So you just made that up. In fact, contradictory claims that Congressman Gaetz was present at Dorworth.
Well, she goes by the recommendations. Love could still do good. Love's been doing pretty good too lately. They're still trying to make the playoffs, so Green Bay. I'm hoping Green Bay beats Minnesota. Make it easier on the Lions.
Now here's discrepancy number 2 about dates. Mr. Dorworth is what they wrote in the report. He was deposed and he confronted with cell phone records showing that he was in fact at his residence.
All right.
So Dorworth is saying some lies.
All right, yo. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. Be good. Peace. I'm going to take a hot shower.
I was there. I can assure you that he was never quoted with any cell phone records.
Be good.